My name is Husnal Gonzalez, coming to you from Grassroots Leather in St. Cloud, Florida, where you'll learn about what I do, that is steampunk-inspired leather crafting.
My name is Christina Johnson. I am from the Facebook page of The Art of CJ, and my Instagram is The Art of Christina Johnson. I am an artist and a cosplayer, and that's just my specialties, basically.
Cool. How did you get into cosplay to begin with?
Well, that's kind of a long story. I'm a theater kid in general, so I've always loved costuming and, acting and that sort of thing. What really got me active in the comic book community and cosplaying in general would be Jake Estrada from Space Coast Comics. He invited me to do modeling as a cosplayer for his drink and draws over at the local comic shop Infinite Mushroom. And ever since then, I kind of got more into it, and I've kind of been going to like all these mini cons and doing modeling at some of the photo shoots that I've been going on, and I just pretty much, it's become a real big passion of mine recently this year.
Since you're an artist also, how does the cosplay and the art go together, if they do in any way?
Really creativity and just being in general creative with whatever you can find, using your imagination. A lot of my, like ideas for like modeling kind of come into play with my artwork. Like, if I see pictures of cosplayers or even myself, I'll want to draw it, and it kind of helps me learn how to draw human figures much better. So that's basically a lot of the correlations I see in cosplay and art.
Do you remember what was the first thing you ever cosplayed as?
The first thing I'd say that I actually cosplayed as would probably be my Harriet Potter, which is a gender bend Harry Potter.
Cool. With your artwork, are you going to school currently for art, or is it something else?
I am currently going to Eastern Florida State College for my general AA. I plan on pursuing a bachelor's at UCF for business management. So really, art's been more of a hobby of mine, so it's nothing I'm going into professionally yet.
For people who don't know, me and CJ is currently doing a comic together where I took, inspired by her artwork, to write little microfiction stories together, which I really enjoy doing because it's
definitely
I seen your artwork and I was like, it just all of a sudden popped in my head to do something about a character that's drawing during the day, because I kept seeing you post stuff who's like, you're drinking tea somewhere or something like that. What did you think of when you I first approached you for that?
I really did not know, because nobody's ever really wanted to incorporate my artwork in any storylines or anything like that, and I was actually really super excited just to know that somebody's actually noticing my artwork, actually, because I always thought, on my Facebook page and on my Instagram, I thought it was just my friends following me. I never realized that other people that I never really met personally were actually following my artwork. So maybe it feels special. What can I say?
Had you ever had anything published before that?
Yes, I have actually had my artwork published in Space Coast Comics. I did Jack Kirby memorial pictures, basically, like sketches in the, I can't remember which series it was, in the latest series of Space Coast Comics, and that was approached by Jake Estrada, and that was a really big thing for me. I never had any of my artwork published, and that was a really awesome feeling just to actually physically hold a copy of my artwork that's been published.
Yeah, that's always a cool feeling. Were you into comics when you were younger?
In general, I got more into the Marvel movies and the DC movies more than anything. I didn't really get into comics until I was probably a teenager, 15, 16, that sort of thing.
Do you have a favorite?
A favorite comic? I would say in general, I love Deadpool series comics, basically. That's one of my favorite superheroes, along with Spider-Man, Superman, that sort of thing.
Your artwork has a very, almost portrait or live sketch style to it. Is that something you naturally like doing? Yeah,
I really have tried doing comic-y and cartoon artwork. It's just always had a habit of always going back to realistic artwork, so that just tends to be something I always do. That's something that comes naturally for me.
One of the things I've actually enjoyed, which some artwork was your little like little doodles you did that I seen on your your Instagram. Those were pretty neat.
Awesome, thank you. Which ones did you like?
The one where you were in the classroom and you were doing about one of your teachers. That was pretty cool.
I love that one.
Yeah. When it comes to your artwork, is there any goal you have in mind, or is it more or less something you're doing on the side for now?
Currently, it's just something I'm doing on the side. I would like to eventually publish my own comic, ideally with Space Coast Comics, and like have a mini series going on, but that probably won't be until maybe sometime next year or the year after. I haven't really had too much conversations with the Stratas about that, but other than that, for a professional form, I haven't really had any goals or expectations. It's really just a hobby that I love to do right now.
You spoke of doing theater before. Is that something you've been doing for a long time?
I got into that my freshman year of college. I got into it when I was about 9 years old, and I've taken a break from it for the last year, so hopefully I can eventually get back into it.
For people who don't know about local theater scene, you want to talk briefly about some of it?
Sure. Like, I've done work with Eastern Florida State College's Ticeville campus theater program. Every fall they do Shakespeare in the Park, which I am super glad to have been a part of in 2015's All's Well That Ends Well. And they do that basically every year. So if anyone's in the Ticeville area and they want to check out local theater productions, Shakespeare in the Park, that usually goes on around November every year. That's definitely something to check out. It's always performed by students, the theater students, the communication students. It's always a great mini production. And it's Shakespeare. Increase the culture in the community.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that there are theaters in their local areas. Mm-hmm. They just don't think of it.
Then it's not too much of an interest of a lot of people. We have movies, we have the internet. It's like nobody wants to see physical productions anymore, and that's kind of sad, honestly. I would hope to see more people would get more into the performing arts over time.
When you got into that, does it, without sounding cliche, does each thing that you do from theater to artwork to cosplay to other interests, does each one scratch a different kind of itch for you?
Basically, I do have very much a creative itch. I always feel need to create and express myself. And if I feel like I can't do that, like in my personal life, like with my friends or family, I kind of through my artwork or through my acting or that sort of thing. It's basically a voice that I want to be heard.
Is there anything creatively you would like to try to learn in the future?
Ooh, between possibly getting more into theater again and really wanting to build my own cosplays instead of just piecing them together, I would like to learn to knit eventually. I actually want to learn to knit so I can make my own little Jane hats, possibly.
Yeah, the one you have, that's pretty cool.
I bought that from the Infinite Mushroom down in Titusville, so that was actually by luck that I got that hat. It was the last one.
With theater, and then you do with books and stuff, would you like to do a project that would combine like your art, your theater, maybe costuming and everything?
I never really thought about that though. I always thought it would be cool to possibly direct my own like mini production, possibly with the college of it. I've always wanted to do that at least one time, just to see what it's like to be a director and organize all these costumes and the act and everything like that.
When it comes to artwork and that type of thing, what's the thing that you do that you would like to learn that you struggle with a little bit? Because I think most people think artists automatically can do everything good.
I would say one thing that I really want to learn would probably be how to put more than one person on the page. You'll see in a great majority of my artwork, I only focus on one face or one body or anything like that. I would like to try to make interaction drawings eventually, where people are either holding hands or hugging or kissing, that sort of thing. I would like more than one person in a drawing, honestly.
With your background doing theater, and I know you've did drawing things at another local comic book shop, Famous Faces and Funnies. You were there not too long ago, but I was in and out the day you were there.
I didn't even see you. I hate to say that. I was too busy with other things.
Yeah, I had to run in and get something that day, and I left really hurried. Are you naturally an outgoing person?
Yes and no. I do go through my social anxiety sometimes, but in general, I do like interacting with people that have common interests with me. I can't really just go up to anyone on the street and go, hey, how are you? Because that's just not my personality. But if it's like at a con or at a comic shop where I feel like we have foundational interests, I'll be a bit more open to you.
When it comes to being open and stuff, is the stage a place where you're comfortable with that, or is it just nerves too? Because I know some people that are still nervous even though they do stage work.
It really is kind of more on me as a person. I'm in general an introvert. Acting has helped me become a bit more vocal about it, but I still kind of have that little shy attitude about things.
Yeah, I think people think that about me. They're like, well, you do all this stuff, so you must be really outgoing. And I'm like,
nope, I am not extremely outgoing.
Like, it's almost like the stuff you do is almost like a shield for it.
Basically, that, I guess, is a really good way to look at it. Yeah.
With cosplay being pretty strong in this area from what I've seen, have you thought about getting them involved in, like you were talking about, maybe doing a one person play or something like that, or is it just something you'd like to do and you haven't really thought beyond that?
It's something I'd really like to do, nothing I've really thought beyond that. It's just always an idea that was out there since I have so much background in costumes and cosplay now.
With your artwork, do you have any formal training, or is it all self-taught?
Most of the drawing is self-taught. Painting, I have taken painting classes before in school, and the Bob Ross production, workshops, I've done those before. But as for drawing and sketching, that's pretty much all self-taught.
Yeah, I see when you did the paintings with the Pokemon cards.
Yeah, that was like my thing for a while. Like that was my obsession for like a couple weeks. And I'm like, all I want to do is paint Pokemon cards for a while.
Was that something that you'd seen somebody do, or was you just like, oh, I have an idea?
It was something I had seen other people do, and I have friends that do magic cards and that sort of stuff, and they had showed me like professional artists that painted on their magic cards, and I'm like, hey, I could do that with Pokemon cards possibly, or that sort of thing. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's try this, and there you go.
Are you normally experimental when it comes to your artwork?
In general, I like to be. I've experimented with pastels, painting, watercolor, pen, pencil. I like to just figure out where I'm strong, where I'm not strong. You kind of have to do everything just to figure out what works for you.
What current projects are you working on, if any, right
now? For cosplay or art?
Any. Either one.
Currently, I am working on a Wonder Woman cosplay for the upcoming year. Another one that I currently kind of have almost done would be a Maria Kart cosplay. That would be a Gingerbread Mario that I have working on. And as for drawing, I plan on entering an art show next year with the college, so I am working on another portrait drawing right now of one of my friends. But other than that, that's really it.
Cool. So, if anybody would want to find you online, where would they be liable to find you?
The best place to find me would probably be my Facebook page, The Art of CJ, or my Instagram, The Art of Christina Johnson, or you can always just add me on Facebook as Christina Johnson, send me a friend request, whatever, basically.
Cool. With the school year, what were you in the middle of it right now?
I'm currently on winter break, thankfully.
Okay. Do you find like it's hard to be a full-time student and do artwork too?
Very much, especially when I was taking some extremely demanding classes last semester. I had to like take a break from drawing for a while, and then I couldn't make as many cosplay events as I wanted to. So yeah, it's just gotta find a balance somehow.
Is do you find going to school, even if it's not art related, find inspiration there too?
Definitely. I took astronomy last semester, and I saw, like, so many art ideas that I want to implement, like, stars and sky, and kind of, like, play around with the colors and that sort of stuff, so definitely.
What is your biggest influences? Is it with your art?
In general, it's people. I really like drawing my friends. I really like drawing my family. I like drawing characters in the form of people and that sort of stuff. So I'm really interested in portrait drawing and figure drawing and that sort of stuff. That tends to be my biggest inspiration. Like, you'll see on my cosplay page, I draw a lot of other cosplayers. I draw a lot of my friends. That's just what interests me.
Oh, cool. One of the things I like to ask people are some of their interests, like when it comes to books, movies, and TV. Can you name one book, one movie, and TV that you're really enjoying right now?
One book, let's see, can a comic book count?
Yeah, those are books.
Okay, just double checking to make sure it wasn't comic book or textbook or anything like that. I recently read Marvel Zombies, and a current TV show that I just started getting into would be The Punisher.
Oh, cool.
On Netflix, yeah.
And what's the last good movie you saw?
The Beast, the 2017 version.
Oh, the live action version?
Yes, the live action version.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I'm not a huge fan of the animated one, but I thought that was pretty good. Cool.
I love Emma Watson. She's awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Like, I liked a lot of the stuff they did with it. Are you a big animation fan?
Anime usually hit or miss. I'm very picky on what anime I watch. I like Sailor Moon. I like Steins Gate. I like Fairy Tail. It's basically beyond those. It's hard to get me to watch anime.
So if somebody said, like, this is CJ's obsession, like her fandom that she's really, really hugely into, what would your friends say?
Firefly.
Firefly?
Uh-huh. You can see that in my cosplays, and you can see that in my artwork. Everyone who knows me knows I love Firefly.
And what was the big thing that attracted you to that show?
The show, I love the idea of, you got the whole space and, like, Star Wars kind of Star Trek-y atmosphere to it, and you got the whole Western feel to it. Like, that's one thing I love the most about Firefly. And the characters, in my opinion, were great. Like, they had, like, so many interesting stories behind them, and their interactions were awesome on the ship. Like, there's just so much I love about Firefly. It would take forever to name it all.
It is a great series. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the movie?
I did. It was okay, basically. Compared to the TV show, it was kind of like, I just did not like that certain scene that everyone knows what I'm referring to. Because Zoe and Wash were, like, my favorite couple, and I did not like how it ended in that regards.
Yeah, I was like, I love Firefly, but then when I seen the movie, I was like, I didn't hate it, and I know as a big fan, I'm supposed to love it, but it's like...
It was alright. They could have done better, let's put it that way. They could have revived the show instead of making the movie. I would have preferred that.
So, with that said, like, I thank you for joining us for the interview and talking with us. And if you want to once again let people know where they can find you again so they can check your stuff out.
Definitely. You can find me on Facebook as The Art of CJ, and you can find my Instagram, The Art of Christina Johnson.
Thanks for joining me tonight and chatting about your art and your other interests.